I know he's blood, but you can't still turn him away. You don't owe him anything.
Do you go to the dungeon to find out how to make peace with your days in the dungeon? Writing a letter to ya didn't make me feel any more peaceful than how I felt when we weren't speaking. Because I didn't come up to what I did. I can't love you cause we're supposed to have professional boundaries. I'd like you to be schooled in an arm as though you were kissed by God, full on my lips. I'm in the front row with popcorn. I get to see you close up. Slid into the ditch. I have this overwhelming loss of ambition. We said let's name very good reasons why we shouldn't be together. I started by saying things like you smoke, you live in New Jersey. You started saying things like you belong to the world, all of which could have been easily refuted. But the conversation was hypothetical. I am totally short of breath for you. I can't just shut your stuff off. I'm in the front row with popcorn. I get to see you close up. For a while I'm speaking. You know how much I hate to be interrupted. Maybe spend some time alone. Fill up your proverbial cup so that it doesn't always have to be about you. I've been wanting your undivided attention. I like the fact that you're nothing like me. Are you not burdened by the lack of perspective people have of your charm like seeming me? I'm in the front row with popcorn. I get to see you close up. Hey, I'm not mad at you, Guardian. I'm mad at myself for spending so much time with you and your Jekyll and Highness. I'm glad I'm figurative practically. I've heard them rudely repeat your teachings with elitism. I've seen them boasting roads and foreign sandal would-beats. How will this take power? How have we been sleeping? They'll see me hanging on to every word you say. How soon will I be hooded? How much will this cost you? How much longer till you completely absolve me? I've seen them overlooking God in their own essence. I've seen their upward glances in hopes of instant salvation. I've seen their righteousness mixed without loving compassion. I've watched you smile as the students bow to kiss your feet. How will this take power? How have we been sleeping? They'll see me hanging on to every word you say. How soon will I be hooded? How much will this cost you? How much longer till you completely absolve me? Give me strength, oh knowing one. How long till enlightenment? How much longer till you completely absolve me? How about getting off of these antibiotics? How about stopping eating when I am full of? How about them transparent dangling carrots? How about that ever-elusive kudo? Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, India. Thank you, Providence. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, nothingness. Thank you, clarity. Thank you, silence. Are you still mad I kicked you out of bed? Are you still mad I gave you ultimatums? Are you still mad I compared you to all my 40-year-old male friends? Are you still mad I shared our problems with everybody? Are you still mad I had an emotional affair? Are you still mad I tried to mold you into who I wanted you to be? Are you still mad I didn't trust your intentions? Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Are you still mad that I flirted wildly? Are you still mad I had a tendency to mother you? Are you still mad that I had one foot out the door? Are you still mad that we slept together even after we had ended? Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Are you still mad I wore the pants most of the time? Are you still mad that I seem to focus only on your potential? Are you still mad that I threw in the towel? And are you still mad that I gave up long before you did? Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. I was afraid you'd hit me if I'd spoken up. I was afraid of your physical strength. I was afraid you'd hit below the belt. I was afraid of your sucker punch. I was afraid of your reducing me. I was afraid of your alcohol breath. I was afraid of your complete disregard for me. I was afraid of your temper. I was afraid of handles being blown off bubbles. I was afraid of holes being punched into walls. I was afraid of your testosterone that I would be good, even if I got the thumbs down. That I would be good if I got and stayed sick. That I would be good even if I gained 10 pounds. That I would be fine even if I went bankrupt. That I would be good if I lost my head and my youth. That I would be great if I was no longer queen. That I would be grand if I was not all-knowing. That I would be loved even when I numb myself. That I would be good even when I am overwhelmed. That I would be loved even when I was fuming. That I would be good even if I was clinging. That I would be good even if I lost sanity. That I would be good whether with or without you. You hadn't seen your father in such a long time. He died in the arms of his lover. How dare he? Your mother never left the house. She never married anyone else. You took it upon yourself to console her. You reminded her so much of your father, so you were banished, and you wonder why you're so hypersensitive and why you can't trust anyone but us. But then how can I begin to forgive her so many years under bridges with dirty water? She was foolish and selfish and cowardly, if you ask me. who doesn't know how involved she should get. You see, his interjecting was him just calling me on my shit. Just the other day, my sweet daughter, I was driving past 203. I walked up the stairs in my mind's eye. I remember how they would creak loudly. She was only responsive with a drink. He was only responsive by photo. I was only trying to be the best big brother I could. I've walked, sometimes confused, sometimes ready to crack open wide, sometimes indignant, sometimes raw. Can you imagine I'm paying $75 an hour? Sometimes it feels like highway robbery, and sometimes it's peanuts. I wish it could last a couple more hours. So here we both are battling similar demons, not coincidentally. You see, and getting beyond knowing it solely intellectually. You're not relinquishing your majesty. You are wise, you are warm, you are courageous, you are big, and I love you more now than I ever have in my whole life. I'd be lying if I said I was completely unscathed. I might be proving you right with my silence or my retaliation. Would I beat it to you in my non-reaction? Yeah. And how would I explain? And how would I explain this to my children if I had them? Because I cannot, because I cannot, because I can't afford to be misread one more time. Would I be whining if I said I needed a hug? Would you feel slighted if I said your love's not dear? No. And how can I complain? And how can I complain when I'm the one who reaches for it? Because I cannot, because I cannot, because I cannot cause I'm sure. And how can you go on with such conviction? And who do you think you are? Or why do you question me? Because we cannot, because we cannot, because we can't help laugh at underestimations. Because we cannot, because we cannot, because we can't afford to be misled one more time. Because we cannot, because we cannot, because we cannot help without your willingness. Burn the books, they've got too many names and psychoses. All this incriminating evidence would surely haunt me if someone broke into my house. Suits in the living room. Do you realize, guys, I was born in 1974. We've got someone here to explain your publishing. We know how much you love to be in front of audiences. Hopeful, you are school-bound. You are naive. You are driven. You are. Take a trip to New York with your guardian and your fake identification. When they say, is there something, anything you'd like to know, young lady? You say, yes, I'd like to know what kind of people I'll be dealing with. Precocious, you are headstrong. You are terrified. You are ahead of your time. You are. Don't mind our staring, but we're surprised you're not in a far-gone asylum. We're surprised you didn't crack up. Lord knows that we would have liked to have been there, but you keep pushing us away. Resilient, you are big time. You are ruthless. You are talking outside. It was cold. We were shivering yet warmed by the subject matter. My wife is in the next room. We've been having troubles, you know. Please don't tell her anyone, but I need to talk to somebody. You said, wouldn't it be a shame if I knew how great I was? 5 minutes before I died, I'd be filled with such regret. Before I took my last breath, and I said, you're willing to tell me this now? Yeah, I'm not going to die anytime soon. And I said, I haven't been eating chicken or meat or anything. And you said, yes, but you've been wearing leather. And laughed and said, we're the top of the food chain. And yes, you're still a fine woman. And I cringed. I was hoping we could heal each other. I was hoping we could be together. We left the restaurant where the head waiter in his 60s said, goodbye, sir. Thank you for your business, sir. You're successful and established, sir. We like the frequency with which you dine here, sir. And you're my name. When I walked by, they said, thank you too, dear. I was all pigtails and cords. There was a day when I would have said something like, hey, dude, I could buy and sell this place up. Kiss it. I too once thought I was worth something. I was hoping we could challenge each other. I was hoping we could crack each other up. I too thought that when proved wrong, I lost somehow. And I too once thought life was cruel. And it's a cycle, really. You think I'm withdrawing and guilt tripping you. I think you're insensitive and I don't feel hurt. And I said, do you believe me? I'm fundamentally judgmental, fundamentally evil. And you said yes. I said I don't believe in revenge, in right or wrong. 'Cause stunts, and I must be incapable. I'd be filthy rich and still it would not come. I would seduce them and still it would not come. I would drink vodka and still it would not come. I'd have an orgasm, still it would not come. If I am aloof, no one will know when they strike a nerve. If I keep my mouth shut, the board will not have to be rocked. If I am vulnerable, I will be trampled upon. I would go shopping and still it would not come. I'd leave the country and still it would not come. I would scream and rail out, still it would not come. I would stuff my face and still it would not come. I'd be productive and still it would not come. I'd be celebrated, still it would not come. I'd be the hero and still it would not come. I'd renunciate and still it would not come. Dear Matthew, I like you a lot. I realize you're in a relationship with someone right now, and I respect that. I'd like you to know that if you're ever single in the future and you want to come visit me in California, I would be open to spending time with you and finding out how old you were when you wrote your first song. Dear Jonathan, I liked you too much. I used to be attracted to boys who would lie to me, think solely about themselves, and you were plenty self-destructive for my taste at the time. I used to say, the more tragic, the better. The truth is, whenever I think of the early 90s, your face comes up with a vengeance like it was yesterday. Dear Terrace, I love you muchly. You've been nothing but open-hearted and emotionally available and supportive and nurturing and consummately there for me. I kept drawing you in and pushing you away. I remember how beautiful it was to fall asleep on your couch and cry in front of you for the first time. You were the best platform from which to jump beyond myself. What was wrong? from going any further than we did. And it's kind of too bad, 'cause we could have had much more fun. Dear Lou, we learned so much. I realize we won't be able to talk for some time, and I understand that as I do you. The long distance thing was the hardest, and we did as well as we could. We were together during a very tumultuous time in our lives. I will always have your back and be curious about you, about your career, your whereabouts. You from New York, you are so relevant. You reduce me to cosmic tears. Luminous, more so than most anyone. Unapologetic. Not in my stomach and lump in my throat. I love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance. So pure, such an expression. Love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance. So pure, such an expression. Infatuation, junkie. I sing 3-pointers and you act poetically. I love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance. So pure, such an expression. Love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance. So pure, such an expression. Let's grease the wheel over tea. Let's discuss things in confidence. Let's be outspoken, let's be ridiculous. Let's solve the world's problems. I love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance. So pure, such an expression. I love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance. So pure, such an expression. So pure. Dear daughter, your mom, my friend, left a message on my machine. She was frantic, saying you were talking crazy. That you wanted to do away with yourself. I guess she thought I'd be a perfect resort, 'cause we've had this inexplicable connection since our youth. And yes, they're in shock, they are panicked. You and your chronic, them and their draw. You, this embarrassment, doubts. We want to know why and how come about everything. We want to reveal ourselves at will and speak our minds. And never talk small and be intuitive and question mightily and find God. My tortured vegan, we need to find like-minded companions. If we were condemnations, if we were their protections, if we were paranoias, I'd be joining you. If we were our incomes, if we were our obsessions, if we were our afflictions, I'd be joining you. We need reflection. We need a really good memory. Feel free to call me a little more often. You are the original template. You are the original exemplary. How seen were you? Actuality. How revered are you? Honestly, at the time, why pleased with your low maintenance? You loved us more than we could have loved you. Back where was your ally, your partner in famine and crime? Who's your body? Who's got your back? The heart of the house. The heart of the house. Oh, hail the goddess. You were good. You were count on her till 4 a.m. You saw me run from the house in the snow, melodramatically. Oh, mother, who's your sister? Oh, mother, who's your friend? The heart of the house. The heart of that house. Oh, hail the goddess. We left the men and we went for a walk in the Gatineaus and talked like women to women would. Women to women would. Where did you get that from? Must have been your father. You're dead. I got it from you. I got it from you. Do you see yourself in my gypsy girl so much of myself for fear of having you hating me. And I would have sung so loudly, it would have cracked myself. And I became self-conscious of anything exuberant. I wouldn't have sold myself short. I wouldn't have kept my eyes glued to the ground if I had have known my invisibility would not make a difference. I would have run around screaming proudly at the top of my I wouldn't have said it was in fact love. I'm talking idealism here. I would not have been so self-deprecating, and I wouldn't have cowed for fear of having my eyes scratched.